Hello, it's Phil at Digital DJ Tips with a look at the HD earpiece earplugs, or as they call them, high fidelity hearing protection. Now, it might be a bit of a boring subject, but actually this is one of the most important things you can do as a DJ, protect your hearing. The really smart DJs do it before they need to. Others, like me, I've got to be honest, get a scare and then think, you know what, I need to look after my hearing. Now, when you go and look into the kind of things that are out there to help you as a DJ to look after your hearing, you kind of come up with the two ends of the spectrum. There are the cheap foam earplugs of the type that you can buy for pennies in chemists and supermarkets. And the trouble with those is that they just muffle everything. And when you're making music or listening to music, that's the last thing you want. So at the other end of the spectrum, way more expensive than these, are custom-made earplugs. Custom-made earplugs, they put some special stuff in your ears and then they mold it and then they fit them and they go off to a laboratory and they come back and they're brilliant. They fit your ears like a hand in a glove and they're brilliant. They work really well, but they cost hundreds. So these are a great middle solution. These are about $20, 15 UK pounds. And for that money, you get a nice metal holder, which has got room to hold a spare, and then in the other end to hold two earplugs that you're actually using, because they actually come with three of these. They look like this, and there are three of them in the package. So you've got a spare one, and they are really very simple. They're just like a silicone, two cones, a smaller one and a big one. So as you push it into your ear and twist it a little bit, they really give a tight fit. And they have this tiny little tab here, which is made of the same material, just so you've got something to grab onto when you're pulling them out, because they work best when you get a really tight fit in there. Now, the cleverness in these happens down the middle. They've got a hole right down the middle, and in that hole is a hard piece of plastic. Now, the pieces of plastic, there are three of them there. They look like that, and they themselves have a hole in them. This is just a piece of foam that they come in. So the idea is that that little piece of plastic in the middle of the earplug has got a small hole in it, which allows a little bit of sound through. And the red ones here are an alternative that they provide, so you can take the old ones out and put the new ones in and you get even more protection. So unlike foam earplugs that just muffle everything, these give you the whole spectrum of sound, but they reduce the volume of it all. So there's a crucial difference there. Now, in use, they are undeniably something that take a bit of getting used to, both having something in your ears and the fact that everything's quieter. You know, anything that changes what you hear at all is going to make you panic at first, especially 10 minutes before a DJ set. But actually, you get used to them. They both kind of disappear into the background in your ears. They're quite comfortable. But also, because you can hear the whole frequency of sound, they are so much better than those foam earplugs. And as I said at the beginning, a lot of people don't come to this through kind of a lifestyle choice or because they just think it's cool. They come to this because their ears are hurting. And trust me, getting home after a decent gig where everything's gone well and waking up the next morning with your ears not ringing because you've done something like made the smart move of wearing earplugs like this is such a good feeling. So for £15, $20, there's really very little to fault with these. They're not quite as good as the custom ones. They don't fit quite as well, and they're not going to give you the highest level of performance, but they're not going to cost you hundreds either. And certainly if you've been thinking about doing this and you're smart enough to realize the foam ones ain't going to work for you, then it's not a massive outlay to give them a try. We particularly liked the metal holder because it just means you can have them on you all the time. So they are the Earpiece HD high fidelity hearing protection, earplugs to the rest of us, plugs for musicians and DJs, and you can get these everywhere. We found them on Amazon. So if you've enjoyed the review, please do subscribe to the channel, and if you enjoy Digital DJ Tips, there's a join link below to get lots of goodies in your email inbox. I'll see you again very soon.